Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Haters show you who they are through their actions, and it just so happens yours are doing the most. When certain people that aren't really feeling you like that and they could possibly have something against you, what they're going to do is they're going to start doing the most. Um, you're not even going to be doing anything to them, but because of the type of person that you are, it brings it out of them. When people see that you're divine, they see you have a powerful presence, they see the spirit of God on your life. People are going to start doing the most, the ones that have something against you. And it's nothing to take personal. It's just that some people don't like people. And it's just the fact that you're real about it. You will accept who likes you and who doesn't. And the thing is, you can see who isn't really feeling you like that. And it's nothing against them, and you don't have a problem with people who don't feel you like that, but you can see it. But the thing is, you're not going to be fake with them. And that's why when you try to avoid people, they will try to do things like force themselves on you, or they'll do things that they know you don't like to try to irritate you. But this in the same moment, they'll try to like smile in your face kind of thing. But you can see it. You see that some certain people don't really feel you like that, and you see that certain people do. And you choose to stay away from the people who don't feel you like that because you like to avoid problems. You don't want any issues with people, but it becomes a problem when certain individuals see you try to avoid them, and then when they see you try to avoid them, they try to do things to try to irritate you, get on your nerves, try to bother you, things like that. But best thing for you to do in that situation is to ignore a lot of things, whether you have to ignore the person or you have to ignore what they're doing, or both. Maybe somebody is trying to be slick with it. They far off in the corner doing something, or maybe somebody is doing something like repeatedly every day, like on the gang stalker tip. Like, I know you do this at this time. I'm gonna be right here. Um, you just have to ignore these kinds of things. And I know you guys already know that. I saw somebody put that in the comments. They were like, just ignore it. But the thing about it is, not everybody is there yet. So that's why these videos where I break things down and where I go through certain processes. If you're on level 100, God bless you. If you're on level 5,000, if you level super saiyan, God bless you. But there are still people who are in the trenches of this thing, who are still trying to work their way up, pull themselves up by the bootstraps, as they say, and still try to make sure they can have some type of mental clarity at the end of the day when they tuck themselves in at night. All right, they can still have some type of peace of mind dealing with certain people and certain individuals and certain things that happen in life. All right. People who don't necessarily feel you like that, they might not like you, they may have something against you, they could be a potential hater, who knows. But you're going to notice this with their actions, and they could act like they like you, they could smile in your face, they could act like they're your friend and not your foe, but then, and they may not even be doing anything to you. But the thing is, if you potentially get too close to someone like this, that's when it's going to go down. That's when something could happen that could potentially end up catching you off guard, or they try to play you, or they say something slick, or they say something smart. And you got to have patience for these kinds of things. All right, because when it comes to you, you're going to get tried a lot. When it comes to you, you're going to get tried a lot, and you have to learn to forgive, live and let live, and let things go. That's the best thing you're going to be able to do, is let things go, because people are going to try you with a lot of petty things. and people are going to do a lot of things to try to get underneath your skin just because you're you. And the fact that you're aware of that, and the fact that you know that, it makes them a little bit, uneasy as well. It makes them even more uneasy. They'll do things like call you crazy. They'll do things like gaslight you because you can see through them. People don't like the fact that you have certain abilities that give you a leg up. It's like you got a one up against the competition. You got a leg up against the competition. You got an edge about you. You got the cutting edge. All right. You're sharp. You're mentally sharp. You got the cutting edge. And a lot of people don't necessarily have the they don't have it in their mind that there are people who can see these things, and people will do things and they think they're getting away with it, and they think that they're getting off with it, and they think they're smoothly just like trying to come at you or take a little jab at you or whatever. But you see these things. But the thing about it is, like I said, don't internalize it, don't take it personal, and the best thing you could do is ignore it. But these things take time. Some people, they don't want nobody messing with them. Some people, they want to be left alone. Some people are to their last wits of people bothering them and trying to do things to get in their head. They just want to be left alone. And they're to the point to where they don't know how to handle it. They're frustrated, and it may cause them to react. So I take people through the process of having to deal with these types of situations, because it's all mental, and you have to learn and know how to use your mind in these kinds of situations. So it is easy to ignore certain people and certain things, but once you get to a certain level, because if you're not there yet, you may be paying too much attention to it. You may not know how to ignore it. You may know you need to ignore it. You may know you may know that it's something that you need to not pay attention to. But if the person is getting frustrated or upset, or they're looking at it the wrong way, maybe they're holding on to it instead of letting it go. All right, it's very hard to ignore people when you hold on to something and you're not letting it go. This person is doing something Monday, they're doing something Tuesday, they're doing something Thursdays, Friday, anytime they get a chance. Some people like to try to get underneath certain people's skin, you know? And the thing that may make you upset about it is, it's like, how is this person able to affect me this way? That's very upsetting when somebody can have that type of control over you and you don't want them to. That's one of the most frustrating things in the world, trying to figure out how to not have your buttons pushed by another individual. What makes them so smart? Oh, well, wow. Like, is this person smarter than me? Is this person better than me? No and no. People who push other people's buttons, they have a certain amount of intelligence to be able to do that. But in the long run, you're going to end up being smarter than them, because you're going to figure out how to not let it affect you and how to not let it bother you. You're going to win in the long run. People who try to bother other people, they stay at that same level. They have to try to figure out things to, well, I could do this or I could do that. That's on one level, maybe a level one or a level two, but it don't go no deeper than that. It might be different things, but it's the same thing. Someone's trying to bother you. Someone's trying to affect me a certain way. So once you wrap your mind around that, and once you don't look at it and you don't accept it for what it is, you accept it for what it is, and but you don't accept it as something that is able to bother you. So you definitely want to use acceptance all through this thing. You are a special, unique individual that people are going to pay more attention to than you would like, and because of that, certain people will feel some type of way about it. They won't be able to keep it real with you. They're going to act like they like you and cool to your face kind of thing, but you could tell and you could see that they feel some type of way. And sometimes that's irritating, because it's like, yo, is there anybody that's going to just be able to keep it real and not feel no type of way towards me, you know? And not actually like try to take jabs at me and just be normal and just be regular. Is there anyone out there like that? The answer is yes. And even if you have to look in the mirror first, and that be the first person that you find out there like that. Sometimes you have to find that person in yourself first. And you also have to avoid your negatives while dealing with other people's negatives. This stuff gets deep. It's a lot to deal with these types of situations. It's like when you start to learn certain things and figure certain things out, it's like no wonder why you couldn't handle yourself accordingly or appropriately in certain instances and situations throughout your life. Because if you weren't mentally there yet, imagine not being mentally there, not having the right information, being reactive. Is like you're set up to lose. And people, unfortunately, rather than help you, some of them sat back and watched you lose and knew that there was something that was going on with you that you had no control over or didn't have the know-how on how to figure these kinds of things out. They knew it. They knew there was something being done to you, or you were being treated some kind of way to where it was affecting you, and they knew you didn't have the smarts on how to figure it out yet. But luckily, God is good, and you will be led to, no matter how many times they try to gaslight you or try to play you or try to make you unhappy. God is good, and you will be led to the right information at the right particular time. God will have you go through those things to build up strength and to build up faith. So by the time you figure out how to get around these kinds of things, they already done made you Arnold Schwarzenegger. They already done made you into a super version of yourself. You done already became so strong that once you figured it out, it becomes simple. You're just like, oh wow, that's all I had to do. But that's by design. God wants you to become the strongest person mentally that you could be. He wants you to be mentally strong as you possibly can. And all the people that try to F with you and mess with your head and try to bother you up top, they're just giving you more strength. And that's how you have to look at it. That's the only way to look at it. And you have to accept it. You're high volume. That's what I called it before I knew what it was. I'm like, I was working at this one store and I'm like, yo, I'm high volume. And I just knew that I would get treated a certain way. And when I observed other people's lives and experiences, they're not getting that same type of treatment, because it's like, how does everyone know how to handle these kinds of situations except me? You telling me every single person that's except for me in my whole environment and my whole entire surroundings knows how to deal with people on a level that I can't? Everyone? No, not possible. Everyone is not getting the same type of treatment that you are. Other people are being left alone and slipping under the radar while you are boop, 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 boop. You're high volume. Are you get noticed more than a lot of other individuals? And even though they attack you for it, it still causes jealousy, because you still get a certain amount of attention that draws even more attention to you. And you know what I'm talking about. It's like that feeling that it's like you just can't be. You can't just do anything. When you were younger, you probably were like, yo, I can't do anything without somebody doing something, or I can't do anything without somebody popping up or doing something weird. Like, it's always something weird happening around me. Why? It is what it is. And you telling me that every other person can deal with these things better than you? Everyone? There's no one out there like you, or there's no one out there going through the same thing that you're going through. Probably not in the same environment as you. And if they are, hey, you got a friend. Maybe you got a friend. Maybe it is some people going through the same exact thing as you in the same environment as you. Maybe. But when you see certain people doing certain things to you, that when you try, if you were to try to bring it up or discuss it or talk about it, and people would act like they don't know what you're talking about, and then you got to be like, well, can you check the camera? And oh well, people know what's going on. It's just not that big of a deal because it's not happening to them, so they don't care. And to them, their attitude is, oh well, deal with it. That's your life. But it all stems from some type of jealousy that they have for you. and that they have against you. And they're really angry with God because they see his hand and his divine one-ship sonship operating in your life. Are you're divine. You have divine powers. You have a divinity. You have a certain thing about you that draws attention to you, and it makes you stand out. It makes people notice you. It does. People will act like they don't see it. They'll act like it's not there, but you feel a certain you feel a certain specialty to yourself. You feel a certain uniqueness about yourself. When you was a child, you probably felt so special. They had to beat it up out of you. Not necessarily like, whoosh, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you mess up, you get beat. All right. Sometimes you do something wrong, you get a good whatever, you get a good reprimanding. But I'm talking about people like psychologically beating the happiness out of you, like people trying to take you off of a higher frequency. Like, well, why is this child vibrating at such a high frequency? Why is this little one have more wisdom and all these things that are attached to him or her at such a young age? It blows people's minds. But the thing is, it's because they don't understand God. They're not the one. If they understood God and understood how God worked, they wouldn't be operating like that way, again, operating like that against you. But they don't. They lack understanding, and that's why you don't get upset over these things, because they just honestly don't know what they're doing. But it takes a certain amount of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to reach that level. People talk about you kill them with kindness. Yo, when I get there, when I get there, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. I'm just trying to be as positively as I could possibly be. All right. I'm trying not to do that with something else. So it's like, you have to keep your peace. And most importantly, like the beginning of it is just you trying to keep your cool and trying to just deal with the negativity, because it's a lot for a person to have to deal with foul behavior from people when they act like they don't see it, and something's going on. People are trying to make it seem like it's something wrong with you, like you're crazy, because they have some type of ill will towards you and some type of negative uh, energy towards you, and they just let everybody have a free for all with you, and they act like they don't see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? They don't know. It's like they're fabulous. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. But you got to be the same way. He said, I don't see nobody. I think I'm going blind. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody stopping me from mine. You have to not see them as being able to stop you from yours, from getting yours, from what it is you want to do. Because just like young Jock said, I know you see it. I know you see it. They see it. But the thing is, you don't need them to let you know that they see it, and they're going to act like they don't. And that's weird. It's weird. People can't be straight up. They can't be real. They can't be honest with themselves about, there's a shining star over there. I don't see it. It's like a shooting star. It's like the eclipse. How you gonna act like you don't see the eclipse? How you gonna act like you don't see a shooting star? How you gonna act like you ain't just see Jesus walk right past you, and you just tried to touch the hem of his garment and gonna act like you ain't even see the man? How you gonna don't it doesn't make it make sense? It don't work. That does not work, and that's why they won't receive certain blessings, and they're gonna stay at the left. They're gonna get theirs, but they're not gonna receive the ultimate blessings that you receive, and that's why they will forever feel some type of way towards you, because they can elevate and they can reach certain levels of enlightenment, but they gotta go through you. They don't want to have to do that. They gotta holler at you about it. They gotta see what's good with that divinity. They gotta see what's good with this thing about God in you, with the power of God working in you and through you and his hand on your life. They gotta holler at you about these things. You got a divinity. You have something unique about you, and You can create miracles for yourself. You're a living miracle. And you know they see it. You know they see it. Na-na-na-na-na. They see it. Even when things are going wrong. Even when things are going wrong, people gotta like, yo, there will be people who will go through certain things and won't nobody even, oh, okay, whatever. You let you go through something. It's prime time TV. It's prime time television. You going through something, they popping popcorn, they buying snacks from the dollar store, they getting candy, soda pop. They want to see how God's gonna work it out for you. They gotta see it. Instead of like, yo, they cannot focus on themselves, whether things are going well for you or whether things are going wrong. And don't let something be going wrong for you. They gonna it's gonna consume their whole entire day. Did you see what happened to him? Yeah, I know. I saw it with my own two eyes. It was happening to him. It was happening to her. I saw it. My own two eyes. I was right there. I know. I'll tell you. He don't know. He just got off work. I'll tell you the whole thing. I was sitting there watching it. Yes, I didn't have nothing else better to do. So what? I can tell you about it. You want to know, right? Okay then. Well, hush up. It's you give off a certain type of energy, and people are attracted to it. People are attracted to it. All right, they're attracted to you, and you'll have some people who will, you know, like, and the thing is, people don't have to straight up tell you everything about yourself, but you'll have people who are cool that will just be able to accept it. They'll be able to accept you for you. They'll give you the little smile, the little, okay, I see you, that kind of thing. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, you have to keep being yourself. You have to keep doing you. You have to continue to not get irritated by things. They're going to take out how they feel on you because because you're divine. They're going to take out how they feel on you because they see certain things working out for you. They see how life is going for you. They see how your life is going, how you feel. All right, they're calculating and recording and writing things down, and it's nothing that nothing that you do pretty much that they don't notice, and they try to act like you're not even there, which is not a problem, but they do things to irritate you as well. If they would just act like you're not even there, you wouldn't have nothing to say. But they do things to try to irritate you. They do things to try to bother you, and you can tell. And it's like you get it on a grand, massive scale because people are paying attention to you. And the energy that they're paying attention to, they're not always going to be pleased about it. It's going to bring out certain things in them that causes them to treat you in a awful way, in a way that's neglectful, in a way that's not good. And you're going to have to deal with it, and you're going to have to take it, and you're just going to have to accept it as such and understand things are the way they are for you, but it's only because you're meant to become stronger. You're going to become greater. You're going to become better with each and every instance. So each and every time that you don't react, you don't give people what they want, you breathe in, breathe out, get your B2K on, you breathe in, you breathe out, and that's what life's about. You're able to let this stuff go. You're able to ignore people, but you got to get to that level. It's like you telling somebody on level 1 to be able to do something on level 5. Yo, you on level 1, do that move that's gonna defeat this character. Yo, I'm on level 1. What are you talking about? I'm not even there yet. Do it. It's frustrating when you're trying to figure out your life. You're trying to get things together. You're trying to just live and be and exist. But you have so many people who are gravitated towards you. Some of them, a lot of them, for the wrong reasons, because they might feel negatively towards you, and you got to deal with it. And it's just something that you have to grow with, and something that you're going to grow into learning how to deal with it with time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't hate your life. That's what they want you to do. They want you to hate your life, and if you hate your life, you might take your life. So don't hate your life. Don't Definitely don't take your life. Give the negative energy to God. That's one of the first things when I didn't know how to handle this really. The first thing that popped into my mind was, you're like, I'm giving this whole situation to God. I'm giving my anger. I'm giving this person. I'm giving the situation. Because like you'll try to give the situation. You'll pray about it. You'll talk about it. But sometimes that resentment, that anger, that frustration that you have towards people who are bothering you is still there. And it's like, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to become better. And it's like when you don't deal with these things the right way, day after day after day, these things pile up. And that's when you get that reaction. That's when you have people explode on people and get upset and get mad and get angry. And that's when you just like, you can't even think straight and you're just mad. You're just angry. You can still think to the point to where it's like, I'm not getting myself into no trouble over this dumb stuff. But it's like you kind of get upset and you please them in a way to where it's like, I got them. It's like you give them what they want. You give them that a little bit of supply. It's like they feed off of your frustration and your anger. They know you're good enough to not do anything to them if nothing gets physical. So they'll just keep trying to pressure buttons because they know you believe. They know you have faith. They know you're a good person, and they know you're not going to do nothing to them. So unless it's like life threatening or endangering or something like that. But you do have to get to the point to where you'll speak up for yourself. You'll stand up for yourself. You can call things out. That's another thing. You can speak up for yourself. You can stand up for yourself, and you can call things out. When people are doing things that you don't like, sometimes you got to call them out. Sometimes in certain instances, it's wise to pick your battles wisely. You don't just like, people will do things to the point to where now you feel guilty because it's like you're calling this out, you're calling this out, you're calling this out. Now you feel like you're the one picking at everyone for every little thing when you're not. You're not the one picking at everyone for every little thing. You're just highly aware. You have a high level of consciousness. You are smart. You're picking out the things that people are doing. You're able to see it like, you're trying to F with me. That person's trying to F with me. This person's acting weird. Why can't y'all just, you know what I'm saying? Why y'all trying to gang up on me? What's wrong with y'all? We're not doing anything. What are you talking about? Gaslighting you. And it's upsetting because you try to handle things the proper way, and it's like, nothing will get done about it, and it's just something that you have to deal with. We'll look over the cameras and we'll do this and we'll do that. They're not going to do a darn thing, because when they even do go look at it, they're only going to do it for their own amusement. That's what he gets mad at. Oh wow, what a dumb thing to get mad at. But over time, when you keep going at someone and going at someone and going at someone, it's only it's only so much a person can take. It's only so much a person can take. But this is why self-development is important. That's why self-development is important, because when it's only so much a person can take, you have to be able to release these types of toxic negative vibes in a positive way, all right, to where it doesn't work out badly, negatively, uh, uh, destructively for you. You don't want to crash out over the things that other people are doing to try to cause something bad, harmful, wrong, negative, evil to happen into your life. There's people out there sitting, watching, plotting, scheming, and planning, and trying to make sure that something goes wrong with your day, or something goes wrong with how your life is going. It's certain people that are watching, observing, and seeing that you have like the life that you're living is going to take you somewhere. And they feel some type of way that they're not going specifically where you're going. Anybody can go somewhere. Anybody can choose to do something with their life. But unfortunately, you have some people that sit around and watch what other people do. And if somebody's getting ahead or doing something too positive or too good, there'll be people who they just don't like it. And maybe they don't like it because you're getting somewhere, or maybe they don't like it just because they don't like positivity. Who is this person that could be so positive? Who are you? Who are you to be so positive, or your life be so good that you can feel this kind of way? Where's the danger in this person's life? Where's the toxicity in this person's life? Where's the evil and the negativity in this person's life? I had to deal with A, B, and C. This person doesn't have to deal with A, B, and C. I grew up like this. I grew up around this. I grew up having to deal with this. I'm gonna make you taste it. I'm gonna make you experience this. And then that's where you'll have people that purposely like seeing other people be stressed out for no reason, because it gives them a sense of peace to know that your sense of peace is now gone because of the stress that they cause for you. And it's just like a human nature, um, animalistic kind of thing. They have been reduced down to an animalistic level, a low vibration, a root chakra level. All right, a root chakra level. That's where gang stalkers be wearing red and stuff like that. It's just a low level of it. All right, and I'm not totally sure if that's something that they do, but it would make sense because I heard somewhere that that's a color that they choose, somewhere like that. But none of that stuff has any power over you. They could wear red, blue, orange, green, pink, purple. They could wear the same color as you. None of that stuff matters. That, like, your mind might give that power, but that stuff's not more powerful than you. Only reason you give that power is because it's like you want to be left alone and you may feel like you're targeted. So, regardless of what is going on around you, there's more power in your mind to deal with the situation, to deal with them, to deal with everything that you're going through, or everything that somebody may be trying to cause you to feel negatively. Your mind has the power to deal with everything, all of that, and still find peace at the end of the day. Still believe in yourself at the end of the day. Still feel strongly about who you are becoming at the end of the day. Still stay focused enough to get things done at the end of the day, because early on you'll be upset at the fact that I'm not getting anything done because I'm sitting wherever I'm at this job, in my car, in my house, in my room, wherever I'm at. I'm sitting trying to sort through this stuff to try to get back to my regular, normal, everyday life, back to my regularly scheduled program, and I don't know how. That's some of the hardest stuff in the world, to know like you got all these talents and